Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. That's me, by the way. Do please like and subscribe. It's down there, folks. And a link to my new book, Part 3, which is doing very well, by the way. I'm going to talk today about HMP ALTCOURSE, which is a prison run by Sodexo, a private prison, in other words, located in the Merseyside area, because Sodexo has now managed to produce not only a prison that's run with drugs all over the place, according to recent studies, and it's had one of its hostess just recently received 16 months imprisonment, suspended for 2 years, by the way, and 125 hours community service for smuggling food and various substances in to her boyfriend at the prison. And she was charged with misconduct in public office. Her name's Kate Southern, and she's 26 years of age. You can look it up, it's online somewhere. In the Liverpool area, as I say, Fazakerley, which is near Kirby in the Liverpool area. And it was opened in 1997, HMP ALTCOURSE. It is a Category A, Category B prison, meaning that our most dangerous prisoners, terrorists, murderers, rapists, serious drug dealers, are being held in a private prison run by a private company for profit. Makes you feel safe, doesn't it? Especially as they're using the notorious HOSTESS system. And one of them has just got herself a sentence of imprisonment, albeit suspended. Apparently Kate Southern had struck up an inappropriate, they said it was inappropriate, but I mean, what do they call inappropriate? When you start putting young women, probably attractive young women, in uniform with a big hat and a set of keys into a Category A, Category B male prison. I mean, these Category A prisoners, some of them will be serving life, some will be serving multiple life sentences, 20 years in prison. That's what they're looking at. No female contact. What are they going to do? Well, some of them go gay for the stay, and some decide that they're going to use other methods, but if there is an alternative, and in this case that alternative happened to be a member of the Tiller Girls in HMP ALTCOURSE, Kate Southern, aged 26. She's ruined her life. She's never going to be the same again, because from that point on she'll have to declare that she's got a criminal conviction and has a suspended sentence. She'll be formally dismissed from her service with Sodexo, such as it is. I mean, what kind of a system do they run? I have to admit that I have no personal experience of working with private prisons, and nor do I wish to have, because in my humble opinion, as a citizen of this country, I do not believe that we should use inmates to make profit for national or international companies. It's the responsibility of the government, the responsibility of the Home Office and the Ministry of Justice to protect the safety of this country and its civilian population from the criminally orientated villains that we sentence in the now obviously failing criminal justice system. In Scotland, I should also point this out, this is another point, Scotland has just announced that all prisoners in their last 180 days will be released. In the next month, they are releasing over 500 inmates from the prison system in Scotland because there's no places to care for the prisoners. Now, is this because we've got more criminality, or is it because we've invented more criminal offences. As I mentioned the other day, they are speaking of giving these people who chopped down that elm tree at the top of the valley in the Lake District, I believe it was, they're talking about sentencing them to 10 years for chopping down a tree. I mean, what would they have given George Washington? I admit it was me, I cannot tell a lie. 10 years, take him down. It's ridiculous. So you've got, apparently, HMP ALTCOURSE is flooded with these mobile phones, and they believed in a recent report that these mobile phones were being used to actually enable the drug trade, which is taking place at HMP ALTCOURSE, to thrive. And it's an area that, unfortunately, I mean, I love Liverpool. I've done the Liverpool Empire many times, promoted shows there, appeared on the stage there. I've actually read poetry on the stage of the Liverpool Empire. I read a poem that I wrote called I Was Gone when I produced Derek Okora there in, I think it was 2000 or 1999 actually, yeah. March 1999. So I have been there many times. Produced another guy there called James Byrne, and with a guy, famous operator in Liverpool from the entertainment industry called Pete Price. He was on the bill. He did MC for me. Very nice guy, Pete Price. I like him a lot. I've not heard from him lately. I believe he's still got a show on BBC Radio City for all those in Liverpool who watch that. So that's today's little Tales from the Jails, a little rant about HMP ALTCOURSE, a private Category A, Category B, male prison. It's also got young offenders in there. It hosts 1,163 inmates, I believe. But it was at one time considered to be the most overcrowded prison in Britain. Well, I would think Strangeways would take some beating, but there we go. HMP ALTCOURSE, for a period of time, actually achieved that. And now, folks, it's that time of day. Don't forget, on the 2nd of July, that's Tuesday, the 2nd of July, here on Tales from the Jails, we've got a live broadcast. I am now going to read you a part of a poem, not all of this poem, because it's quite a long poem. But it's a very famous poem, actually, and it's been made into a film, or cocked up into a film, by the director Roger Corman, called The Raven, and it's written by Edgar Allan Poe. Actually, that's how I taught myself to write, by reading Edgar Allan Poe at the age of 11, and I couldn't really understand some of the words, so I had a dictionary by my side. And when I found that I didn't understand the word, I wrote it down and used it time and time again in different sentences so that I fully understood the words. And I went through all the book, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. And featured in that book was this poem, The Raven, which I will now read to you. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrote its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the long lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless mere for evermore. and the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dreamt before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispering word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. That's an extract from The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed today's Tales from the Jails, and we'll speak soon. Tales from the Jails. John G. Sutton.